Good evening. So, British MPs. Let's talk about how they are absolute traitors. Traitors to our country, traitors to the people they represent, and traitors to their very own core fucking values. So we just had the vote about Lockdown 3.0, which is what it may as well be called, because the COVID restriction tier system places 99% of the country in tiers 2 and 3, which is a lockdown in all but name. It imposes curfews in tier 2. Even tier 2 is bad enough. It's curfews on pubs, not selling alcohol, or only selling alcohol with food. Leisure activities, leisure centres, spas, sports, all that's, going to be closed. Tier 3 is literally just lockdown. Don't leave your house, don't see people outside your household, pubs are closed, hospitality is closed, hotels are closed, everything a lockdown. It's just a lockdown. And this will go on indefinitely. They're talking about to March, maybe, through Christmas, through the beginning of next year. Just a restriction on civil liberties, a ridiculous restriction on civil liberties. In the meantime, what's happening? We're, 30% deficit GDP, greatest economic crash, depression since for 300 years, according to Rishi Sunak himself. 300 years. You realise 300 years ago was 1720, right? 1720. That's before the Industrial Revolution. It's before the fucking cotton gin. It's before fucking steam power. That's the state that we're in terms of our production, but no, that's not enough. They want to shut it down further. Debenhams looking just closed. 12,000 jobs. A high street store that has been in business for 254 years. 254 years, Debenhams. Gone. The Arcadia thing, your Top Shops, your whatever the fucking other ones are, I don't know. Your stores. Again, 19,000 people out of a job. Yeah. Hospitality. I was listening on the radio today. A guy who he has some hotels, and it costs £20,000 a week to run these hotels, with bills and staff and lighting, electricity and food, and a lot of it. 20 grand a week, and the government have offered him £3,000 a month. A year of what the government is offering doesn't cover a month of his expenses. Same with the pubs. They're like, we'll shut down the pubs, but it's okay because we're going to give you £1,000. £1,000. You can't buy a fucking shed for £1,000, and they think that's somehow going to save the fucking pub economy. These pubs, as have been pointed out, pubs have been open for hundreds of years. There's a pub in my hometown that, no joke, this pub has existed for 700 years. 700 years this pub has been there. Is that going to close? Is that going to be... It's not a big pub, it's a little thing. Is that going to be the legacy of this government? Is that going to be legacy of this Tory party and Boris Johnson? You wanted to be frigging Winston Churchill, fight them on the beaches, but instead you are causing more damage to British institutions and British society than has been caused in 300 years. More than that, 500 years. If a 500-year-old pub closes, then you did that. And for what? The government has no right to do any of this. Salon owner who opened her business and it got shut down by the police, and she received £27,000 worth of fines over the course of trying to run her business. What's her choice? Right? Close the business, become broke, become financially destitute, get ruined. She's obviously saved up. It's her own business. She's actually only not that old of a woman by the looks of it. She probably put her whole frigging life savings into this salon, and wanting to be a hairdresser or a beautician or whatever. And the government says close it. And if she closes it, it will go under, and she'll lose all of that. She'll lose her investment, and she'll never be able to do that again. So she kept it open, at which point she gets fined 27 grand, and the same thing. She becomes financially ruined. It's do this, do option A, become financially ruined, option B, become financially ruined. What choice does she have? There's chefs from restaurants killing themselves. It's on the radio today about a story of a wife who found her husband, the chef, hanging from a friggin' beam with a rope around his neck. And this is just ignored. It's ignored by everyone. It's ignored by the fucking BBC. It's ignored by the media. It's ignored by the fucking government. Suicides outweigh COVID deaths. Right? Fucking suicides as a result of these bloody lockdowns and everyone's business becoming ruined. And what? So the government proposes tighter restrictions. Fucking Matt dictator, fucking wank face Hancock. Tougher restrictions as a result of the guidance of Patrick Vallance and Chris Whitty, who have been wrong about every single thing. Every prediction they've made has been wrong. Every graph they've made has been debunked. Every fucking not a prediction, 4,000 fucking deaths a week has been proven to be total fallacy. The fire breaks in Wales haven't stopped the virus. The lockdowns haven't stopped the virus. The restrictions haven't stopped the virus. What's their solution? More lockdowns, more restrictions. Fucking yay. And our MPs do nothing. 650 some MPs that we have, and 72 of them voted against these restrictions, these lockdowns. 72. Fucking none. A tenth of those cunts in fucking Parliament voted to preserve freedoms, to give people liberty and the choice to do what they want, a choice to take risks, a choice to open a business. The government can't fucking mandate the close of a business. That's taking away someone's livelihood. That's denying them access to work. It's a fucking human right. They are breaking the fucking Human Rights Commission. Aside from denying the right to protest and all of that fucking Article 11 shit. That was the fucking law, right? You can get arrested, you can get prosecuted, but the government do not have the right to take your tools. That's the law. They can't take your tools because your tools are required to make a living, and the government are not allowed to prevent you from making a living, because that would be such a disgusting abuse of human rights as has not been seen since fucking Soviet Russia. Oh, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Let's just do it. There's no MPs even fucking question it. Just do it. For what? For what? Deaths? Hardly, not even above last year. Hardly above last year. I've just looked at the fucking figures. Even when there's been no lockdown, the deaths do not significantly exceed the deaths of last year. Even among the older population. Like, it's just... But even if they did, it doesn't matter. Like, you can't just say to people, you don't have a right to work anymore. You don't have a right to feed your family anymore. We're just gonna take that away because we think that's the right thing to do. Tell me, how is this any different from the fucking Nazis or the Soviets or the fucking Maoist China or fucking Pol Pot? How? In what way? You know? Government arbitrarily takes away your human rights, and people are just fine. The BBC are just fine, and Channel 4 are just fine, and fucking ITV, they're just fine with it. Fucking Laura Koonsberg and Robert Peston are just like, are you gonna punish people more if they leave their houses, or if they you're gonna punish them more if they try and, you know, have a relationship, or if they try and leave the fucking county because we're gonna have fucking roadblocks in Wales. So what? The government says you can and can't work. It decides what you can and can't buy, what services can and can't be open, whether you can fucking leave your house, whether you can see your friends, whether you can celebrate Christmas. It's just totalitarianism. And what can justify that? If there were fucking streets was full of lions, it wouldn't matter. You know, if there's a fucking asteroid impact, it wouldn't matter. These are our human rights. You know, you don't understand. These are our fucking human rights. And once you lose your human rights, you don't get them back. You know, we see this pattern throughout history every fucking time. People sacrifice their liberties and they don't get them back. You know? Oh, let's just protest against it. Oh wait, we can't because the police have shut down protests and made it illegal to protest. Another fucking human rights violation. But it's fine because everyone's doing it, because Europe and the European Court of Human Rights fucking agrees with it, because they're all part of this same ridiculous fucking cabal of morons who just want to control us. They don't fucking care. You think fucking Matt Hancock cares? He's like, oh, it fucking breaks my heart to have to deny millions of people being able to leave their homes as I drive in my fucking chauffeur-driven cuntmobile all the way to the fucking Westminster bar to have a drink. Like, the rules don't apply to them. They know they don't apply to them. They don't give a fuck. They don't lose anything.